partially to record it just for the hell of it, and I don't know, just because I like packs. Someone spent a lot of effort making these animations, so by God, we're going to appreciate them. Ooh. Okay, that's really expensive, though. But I guess if you're going to destroy an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, a land, and a planeswalker, then it's not too expensive. Like, you're casting a bunch of things for a single casting cost of 6. That's okay. I could probably do that. Let's see. Anything else interesting? Not really. I mean, our first planeswalker is Tybalt, the one that everyone likes to make fun of. What? That's what I got last time. No, that's not good. Mayhem Devil looks interesting. Whenever player sacrifices a permanent, Mayhem Devil deals 1 to any target. I mean, in certain circumstances, that probably makes sense. Like, if you're playing that with a way to force your opponent to sacrifice cards, yeah. Okay. I mean, like, I really appreciate getting a mythic proxy that I can, like, turn into another mythic, but, like, it's always a bit of a letdown. Chandra's Triumph. Chandra's Triumph deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Chandra's Triumph deals 5 damage to permanent instead if you control Chandra. Okay. That's very edge casey.
Until you have lived as a statue, do not talk to me of pigeons.
Okay, we got a Karn. Karn is always good. Ooh. So, for 2 loyalty, you can pull artifacts out of the game. So, I'm guessing what you would do if you want a Karn deck is you would load up your sideboard full of artifacts and just, like, pull them in. Tyrant Scorn looks good. Yeah, so you can either bounce it or you can destroy it. So you could, in theory, use it to bounce your own creatures if they've got enter the battle effects.
This is a prime day for justice.
Okay. I don't normally play white, but I'm like really happy to get a Gideon Blackblade because I love like the whole Blackblade thing. Because I remember playing with Dakon Blackblade in back in the day. Johnny's Pride Mate. Got a reprint, but it's a damn good card. Another Johnny's Pride Mate. Okay, so I'm guessing if you're doing War of the Spark on Magic Arena, they're not following the 1 Planeswalker per pack rule that you do with the physical cards. Ooh,
reality.
We got an Ugin.
You understand yourself.
I'm down with getting an Ugin. Ooh, we got Jaya. I like Jaya so much, especially now that they've allowed her to age from her card art. And I think Vivian's Arcbow will be an interesting thing to build a deck around. To like have it start putting creatures onto the battlefield. Oh, we got 2 Planeswalkers in that pack. And again, we got 2 Planeswalkers. That's cool. Okay, so I just need to complain about not getting Planeswalkers, and they will start to show up. I love the artwork on this card. I saw it, somebody talking about it the other day. Choose up to 4 cards in your graveyard. If you control a Bolas Planeswalker, return those cards to your hand. Otherwise, an opponent chooses 2 of them. Leave the chosen cards in your graveyard and put the rest into your hand. Solar Blaze. So it's a sweeper? But like, it's a sweeper for cards that aren't defenders or don't have lower attack power than they do defense. Which admittedly, like, that's most of red and a good deal of black. Okay, so we got Kiora. Ignite the Beacon. Search your library for up to 2 Planeswalker cards. Reveal them. Put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. Could definitely be useful for this expansion. Oh. I liked the gods from Amonkhet block. A lot of people didn't. But it's weird to see Ronus as a zombie.
But we could be much greater together.
A Johnny. I don't remember. Has a Johnny always been white-green? I thought a Johnny was like pure white for some reason. Oh, we also got Ashiok. That is a creepy card. Like, there's no 2 ways about it. Ashiok cards are always creepy. Yeah. Karn's Bastion. Okay, so a way to proliferate. Ah, Massacre Girl. This card seems like nonsense. It's expensive, but it's nonsense. That one seems like a really good common. I most definitely favor, like, black. Okay, so we got a twofer again. And we got one of Arlen's Wolves. But we don't got the puppy. We need the puppy. This one seems crazy. I really like the artwork. The little homunculus up on a Nicol Bolas statue. Oh, again! 2 planeswalkers. They're all uncommons, but... Museum Tank. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Museum Tank becomes an artifact creature and gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn. Okay. I still think it's weird that this set has colored artifacts. Which I know isn't a first, but like it's not common. Nahiri? Mobilize District. Okay, so it's a man land. Bayline Prowler. You know what? That's a good card. I like that. I am a fan of that. It's a mana dork, and it's Death Touch and Lifelink. Actually, it's Birds of Paradise with Death Touch and Lifelink. I'm a fan of that. Screenshot that. Single combat. Yeah, I don't care about that really. It's also white. White is like not my jam. Niv Mizzet Reborn. That's a pretty card. Also, it requires all 5 mana types. When Niv Mizzet Reborn enters the battlefield, reveal top 10 cards of your library. For each color pair, choose a card that's exactly those colors from among them. Put the chosen card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Okay. They're Dovin, Avraska.
Ruling you will be
Oh,
excellent
Tameo.
research.
Okay, so it's kind of a way to sift through your library. And then you can pluck something back from your graveyard for 3. Okay, that sounds cool. That's always so uneventful. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna need lots of these to make stuff, but... Command the Dread Horde. Oh! Wow! That's a kinda herdy resurrection spell? That's a really kinda herdy resurrection spell for 6? Ha, dupe. Although we got Watley's Raptor. I'm down with that. Oh, Obnixilis. That is a cool looking card. That's not bad. Like the slow plink of the card draw. The -2 is nice, but like you're good within card draw. Casualties of War again. Apparently the game wants me to play with a lot of Casualties of War.
I am ancient
Another Ugin.
and wise. Heed to my advice.
Okay. We're duplicating that. Ravnica at War. Exile all multicolored permanents. that seems like a dick move. That also would be hilarious in Commander.
It's a beautiful day for
Domri.
chaos, isn't it?
Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Okay, well that's a really good -2. And then add mana. That's a really cheap planeswalker that could be really useful in a smashy creature deck. Dread Horde Arcanist. Zombie Wizard. The number of zombies in this expansion are weird. I mean, I get it. Lily did bring an entire zombie horde. Finale of Promise. You may cast up to 1 target instant and or up to 1 target sorcery card from your graveyard, each with converted mana cost X or less without paying their mana costs. If a card cast this way would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it. If X is 10 or more, copy each of those spells twice. That seems really mean. Like, you wouldn't want to do it unless you can spend 10, I think. But, because the amount of bang you get for the buck for 10 seems really good. Zombie Wizard. Remove up to 5 counters from target artifact, creature, planeswalker, or opponent. So that's a straight up kill for some planeswalkers, right? Because each of the loyalty counters counts as a token, right? Oh, crap. Clicked too soon. I have no idea what that was. Because I'd alt-tabbed and then failed. Another mythic proxy. I still think that's a really good card. I like that card. So far so good. I've gotten some really interesting things, Pizza. Enter the Gods Eternal. Enter the Gods Eternal deals 4 damage to target creature, and you gain life equal to that damage dealt. Target player puts the top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. Amass 4. It's really expensive, but it does some cool stuff. That's not bad. Okay. I've gotten several duplicates. I'm almost up to a full playset of one of the rares. Yay! Arlen, voice of the pack. Best planeswalker. Because she's a werewolf. And werewolves are always awesome. Ooh, I like the art on that card. Dread Horde Butcher. Whenever Dread Horde Butcher deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, put a +1/+1 counter on Dread Horde Butcher. When Dread Horde Butcher dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Okay, so you could theoretically let that get big by plinking planeswalkers, and then send it after other stuff. And it's got haste too, for only I mean, I wish it were like a 2-1, but with that text, it wouldn't probably ever be a 2-1. Yep, another 2 Planeswalker pack. I don't know if I've gotten Watley yet or not. I like Watley. She's cool. And she casts for hybrid mana, too. So you can just sneak her into a plain green deck. That's too much text. I don't want to read. Eternal Taskmaster enters the battlefield tapped. Whenever Eternal Taskmaster attacks, you may pay 2 black. If you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. It seems really expensive for what it does. I mean, at face value, 1 black for a blocker of that size 1 turn before you would normally get that card. I mean, I guess you're paying by having it tap when it hits the battlefield. It's probably good and sealed, but like if you're gonna start using its ability, that's really expensive, but it could be very cool. I don't know.
Feud or feast. Your blood.
It's Alucard. No one can tell me that Sorin is not Alucard from Castlevania. So the +2 is plink somebody for 1 damage, and the -X is return target creature with a converted cost of X. So that could either be really expensive or really cheap. Yeah, no, especially with the Japanese art. It is absolutely Alucard. But I love the card. Like, I like Sorin. Sorin is great. This is so good. Like, I love this card. I mean, I am Golgari to my core. So green black does my dark heart good, and the fact that like this is a 2/3 for 3, and it's got Death Touch, and it's got Lifelink, and it's a cool card, and it's a Birds of Paradise. It's a Birds of Paradise in Golgari. Like, I mean, I guess technically Birds of Paradise itself has always been available in Golgari, but like, look at this thing. It's beautiful. I love this. Feather the Redeemed. I mean, if you like Boros, I guess. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, exile that card instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. If you do, return it to your hand at the beginning of the next in-step. I mean, I guess this is a good way of recycling all of those single-use white auras or buffs. Yeah, nobody likes Boros. I mean, come on, it's Boros. That is a weird card. Vampire Opportunist. Okay, at face value, a 2/1 for 2 is okay. But, like, look at that special ability. For 6 black, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Like, you're never gonna cast that. It's never gonna stay on the battlefield long enough for you to cast that. Like, that just seems so weird to throw on that card. But it's common. I mean, common cards have weird stuff on them. Oh, sweet! I got the Wanderer. Actually, again, another dual Planeswalker pack. Their upkeep. If that player has one or fewer cards in their hand, Davril Shadow Mage deals 2 damage to them. So, what, that's a rack? Not rack. Yeah, it's rack. It's these planeswalkers that are basically enchantments are just so weird. Oh, which the one that I was just griping about, I haven't gotten a chance to watch the pre-release yet. Like I started to, but I got interrupted. I'm still not like totally sold on this card. Yeah, it's a sweeper, but yeah. So this is the card that won him. That's hilarious. Okay, another Watley and another Narset. Single combat. Yeah, like, this in itself could be mostly a sweeper, but hang on, I need to Alt-Tab because that was the sound of my wife messaging me. Because we were talking about electrician stuff. Yeah, I mean, so okay, it's a really cool vehicle. Like, it looks cool. Flying First Strike Vigilance. Whenever Parhelion 2 attacks, create 2 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance that are attacking. It's probably true. Like, she doesn't really do magic at all, but like she would probably play white. You know, because she's way better natured than I am. I'm all about the black. It's amazing. That's a weird mana stone. I've always been weirdly attracted to black as a color. Like back in when I started. Living Twister. Okay, first of all, can we just talk about how badass that artwork looks? That is freaking cool. You know, if you're playing a land heavy deck, that could be really mean. Just start discarding cards. And then dredging them back up. That seems like a funny deck concept. See? Sita gets it. Golgari all the way. Another Ashiok. This is still a creepy card. Can we just agree how creepy this card is? Yes, Golgari's amazing. Just saying. Selesny's fine if you can't play Golgari. Like if you just can't make Golgari work. Gruul is also fine. Like I have a Gruul deck at work that we're doing in a limited thing that we do up there. Troll decks, yeah. Blue decks are all about making the opponent not have fun. Oh, God. That's a mean sweeper. Return a creature card you control to its owner's hand, then destroy all creatures. So basically, you bounce the one creature you want to keep, and poof everything else. That's mean. That's really mean. No, it was all creatures, I think. I'm pretty... We'll go back and look at it, but I'm pretty sure it was all creatures. So yeah, like, you play it on your own creature that you're probably going to recast. And wipe the board. That seems
Sorry
really
I'm
mean.
late.
Oh, look, it's Teferi. He's usually the fun police. So, yeah, he lets your sorcery spells play like they're flash. Okay. Kinsey, what the hell are you doing? Kinsey is attacking a blanket. Yeah, Mayhem Devil is really interesting. Like, I want to build a deck around Mayhem Devils. Just force the player to sacrifice stuff. And plink, 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 plink. Because, like, it's really cheap for what it is. Like, you know, Black Red 1 for a 3/3? That seems good. Okay, I'm still... There we go. We're down to last 6. Ooh, another god. But it's in blue, and nobody likes playing blue, right? Blue is the worst. Kinsey, what the hell? She keeps knocking a blanket off the desk. Silly Kinsey. Okay, a zombie cat for 1. Oh, interesting. Flying and trample. That's nonsense. When Rolesk Apex Hybrid enters the battlefield, put 2 +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control. When Rolesk dies, proliferate, then proliferate again. That seems nonsense. Arlen is the best. Arlen is the best. Draw X cards. If X is 10 or more, instead shuffle your graveyard into your library. Draw X cards. Untap up to 5 lands, and you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. XL Finale of Revelation. So basically all of these cards are, yeah, don't do this unless you have 10 mana to spend on it. Holy Cats was mean. Holy Cats was mean. Oh, the freaking token duplication. Hey, Victus! How are you? Okay, so I got another Casmina. And, like, okay, I love getting a proxy like this, but it always feels like a letdown. Oh, you know, I don't get to open a cool card. I just get to choose one later. Ah, Angrath. I've always wanted to do like a Minotaur deck. But you can't do that in Arena. There aren't enough Minotaurs. But I'm pretty sure in my collection I have enough Minotaurs to make an Minotaur deck. Ugh. Awakening of the Vitu-Ghazi. Put 9 +1/+1 counters on target lands you control. It becomes a legendary 0/0 elemental creature with haste named Vitu-Ghazi. It's still a land. That looks badass. I love the idea of this giant land golem. Yeah, it really does look like Alex. It looks so much like Alex. You do need to get it set up. There's a bunch of codes floating around that get you free stuff. Like I did a post a while back that had a bunch of them in it, so sift through my blog. Last pack. Let's see what we get. Okay, so another one of those. That's the only colored artifact that I pulled. Because there's like colored artifacts for each of the colors. Oh, sweet. I haven't done it yet. So let's do that. Play War Spark. Did I type that wrong? Play War Spark. Play Spark War? Yeah. Failure redeeming code. So okay. Yeah, and hang on, let me do a thing real quick, because Twitch is giving away a thing too. Yeah, I'll deal with that later. Okay, so let's play look through. Okay, so we just want to look at War the Spark and collected. Okay, so actually let's just do slick and common rare. Okay, so I got Gideon. And Gideon is badass. What the hell? What? Okay, there you go. Gideon is awesome. Hey, Wolfie! Yeah, like, I just love the whole Black Blade thing. I got the Wanderer, which I was super excited to get. I really kind of want to build something around Parhelion, which is like a make angels happen deck. I think I already had a full playset of a Johnny's Pride Mate, but you know, whatever. A Johnny's Pride Mate is really good. See, anything I find. Yeah, I mean, like, I love the gods, especially now that they're zombies. You could probably do something really interesting around the fact that they're now zombies. I love that artwork. past that, I don't know. Like, I doubt I'd play that card. I only got one Massacre Earl. This card is nonsense. And of course, the special Lily is badass looking. I mean, I will probably play with this just because I want to build a deck that creates zombies. And she's a really good vehicle for creating zombies. I got two of the colored artifact for red. I'll have to look as I go through here and see if I got any of the other colored artifacts. Vivian's arc bow seems really cool. I want to build a deck around trying to use it to put really expensive creatures into play. Although, honestly, like, I think that would be ineffective. I don't know. I didn't get the puppy. I'm sad I didn't get the puppy. Cruel Celebrant is an awesome card. Also, it has really great artwork. Plain sailing airships. That was probably during the Weather Blight block, maybe? Or the things that followed Weatherlight. Also, Alucard. Alucard's great. Another one of the gods is cool. This is awesome. I really like this card. Arlen is an amazing planeswalker, even though they made her one of the cheapy kill themselves planewalkers, but you know what? They're cool. I got two of Ashiok Dreamrender. I love this card. I love this card so much. You know what? We're just gonna go ahead and craft two more because I love this card. And I don't know why I got three of these. Yeah, I've seen the Japanese Sorin. I may have to go try and chase down Japanese packs so I can get a Sorin. Either that or just buy it outright. I don't know how much they're gonna go for though. Also, I really like opening packs, so meh. Johnny. It seems like a good Johnny for just healing yourself. Tamio also seems pretty cool. And Niv Mizzet, which is bizarre. Karn and two Ujins. Okay, so let's go back and look at that. That one card we were trying to figure out if it was all or if it was Time Wipe. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand, then destroy all creatures. So yeah, it is straight up nuking all the creatures. That's a good sweeper. Especially in a color combination that doesn't have a ton of great sweepers right now. Okay. Well, I mean, that was 50 packs. I think I got some good stuff. What did I not get? Let me reset the colors. Okay, so... Oh, so this must be the Planeswalker deck Gideon. which isn't anywhere near as good as the Black Blade. Okay, so there's one of the other colored artifacts. You can have a submarine. It's a cute submarine. It kind of looks like a lanternfish. Oketra, of course. I mean, I don't know what the god, like, if the gods are going to do well or not, but it's cool artwork. Jace, which will, I'm sure, be stupid expensive, because Jace always seems to be stupid expensive, but this is probably the... Yeah, this has got to be the Planeswalker deck Jace, and this is probably the pulled from packs Jace, because he's a mythic, of course. Didn't get Bontu. Didn't get Dreadhorde Invasion, which admittedly I'll probably buy some of. Okay, let me see what... No, that's somebody else. That is not Mrs. Bell. The Elder Spell, that's a really good card. Didn't get Neheb. Didn't get Chandra. Didn't get Vivian, which I actually really like this Vivian. I wanted Puppy, but I didn't get the Puppy. I'm kind of sad I didn't get the Puppy, because the Puppy is big and buff. Didn't get Nissa, but I don't really care about Nissa. Didn't get Sarkon, but I don't really care about Sarkon. I think this is probably the best of the finales from what I've seen. Search your library and graveyard for a creature card with converted mana cost of X or less and put it into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. If X is 10 or more, creatures you control get plus X and gain haste until end of turn. So yeah, that can get real stupid real fast. Man, didn't get Tezzeret, but I don't really like Tezzeret. I'm surprised I didn't get a Kaya, though. Because Kaya is cool. And then, yeah, I didn't get the weird Lich King. Zombie Elf. Trample, when Storev, Deverkin Lich, deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, return your hand target creature or planeswalker card in your graveyard that wasn't put there this combat. It's beefy enough to be able to, like, deal combat damage on the regular, and it's not that expensive, so that seems like that would be a good card. Death Sprout. Destroy target creature, search your library for basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tab, then shuffle your library. Okay, that seems like a good destruction card for me. And of course, Nicol Bolas, which, yeah, he's always going to be a badass. Okay, well, I guess I am just going to shut it down. Thank you so much for tuning in to this nonsense. Tell you what, let's try... No, still won't let me. Okay. I was going to try it one last time. If anyone's curious, there's my Challenger ID. Not that I'm on that much, but if you want to do stupid decks, I have a bunch of stupid decks that I sometimes like playing. So I especially like really playing jank. Like this is my... if you go out to agronaut.com, there's a post from a few days ago where I figured out a way to mimic sealed with arena just for like casual play, and this is a Selesnya deck that I built out of 6 random decks of cards, which was kind of funny. It works. Like, it's actually not a horrible deck, but like, if I had to do it over again, I would probably go with 9 packs to generate a 60 card deck instead of 6 packs. But anyway, I will catch you all later.